Here we have all the components of the fuel system. This is off of an 05 DYNA. This bike had 15,000 miles on it. Been sitting obviously with the low mileage for the year, and unfortunately the fuel sitting in this thing really ruined everything in this system. And I just kind of have laid out all the components that we've replaced in this thing to get it running again. And that's why it's important to use non-ethanol fuel, you know, a good stabilizer, fuel system cleaner, just to hopefully prevent having to replace all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. The fuel pump, you know, it doesn't look too bad, but it's seized up, doesn't work. The regulator, when it was taken out, actually came apart, and I mean, it's nasty looking. It's not good. And then this is kind of the famous, oh, there we go, broke again, these bendy straw lines. These are in the fuel tank. This is your quick disconnect. This is actually all seized up, and you can see it's all gummed up. It's pretty nasty looking. But again, this is another key component, and even if you have a good fuel system, these flexible lines in the tanks, they can actually crack over time, and you might get a little slit in between one of these little flex joints, which will cause starting problems, hard start, no start, and of course the fuel filter, this thing's nasty looking for only having 15,000 miles on it. That's why I can't stress enough to replace the fuel filters in these bikes, even though Harley recommends 100,000 miles. You know, some other manufacturers, they recommend 10 to 15,000 miles. You know, I would recommend a 15 to 20,000 mile interval to replace that fuel filter, just to prevent getting stuff down in these injectors. These things got some tiny small ports in them. I don't know if I can zoom in on them or not. Let me see here if we can get a close-up of how small these are. I mean, you can barely see the tiny in the center. There's 4 little tiny holes in the center of that injector. So I mean, you get a grain of dirt or something, and that's stopping some fuel flow in that fuel system. So again, just kind of showing some bad components here, and you know, get some good fuel system cleaner, stabilizer, especially if they're getting stored. I know we're in an area in the northeast here in New York where a lot of these bikes, unfortunately, they get to sit for 5-6 months out of the year just because of our climate. So just take note, keep some good fuel system cleaner, prevent some of this stuff from happening, and save some money.